Hey, Jeannie Lynch coming to you today. Hey, you're either a believer, a non-believer, or you're on the fence, right? I'd like to talk to you all today. I'm going to share a story that had me, beyond a doubt, believing. Believing in what? You're going to have to stay watching. But more importantly, it was the event that took place, that aha moment, which placed me on the path to do this work. Oh, can't wait to share that with you. Stay watching and let's have fun and dive into this topic today. What do you believe and what does it mean to believe? Stay watching. Hey, Jeannie Lynch, thank you so much for staying watching. We're talking about the believers, the non-believers, and those fence sitters. Which one are you? Today, I'm going to share a story that just put me off the fence, truly believing and understanding that when Spirit does come through, and Spirit can come through, my belief, that they truly do want to help us heal. So I'm going to share a story that happened right after my daughter's passing and hopefully tell it in a way. I've told the story before. I tell it in my sessions because it really is that defining event. When people ask me, how did you start doing the work you're doing? This is the story that truly started my journey to do this work. So are you ready? Here it goes. After my daughter passed, you just do. You do all the healing you can possibly do. And one of the things that I was doing was actually going to healing centers and learning from all the people that knew this stuff, right? So you've seen all the authors. My whole library, by the way, in the back of my office here is the New Age library at Barnes & Noble. Lots of reading, lots of diving in. And one of the people that I studied with was Jonathan Howland, and he's like Jonathan Edwards. He's a medium, and he is world-renowned. Look him up. He's fabulous. And we did like a 5-day workshop with him, and on the last day, he was going to bring spirits through. Okay, so now I can set this up. On the last day, we were doing this, and my daughter happened to be the first spirit through. So I'm going to share with you what happened in that experience, and it's just amazing. So there will be a little side story on the side, but let me do my best. So he says, I have a little girl here, 8 or 9. She's looking for her mommy. She wants to make a connection to her mommy. I'm seeing her name. I don't know if I can say her name, but her name is like Lila, Lola. Is there a mother in the room who can connect to this story? And of course, there I am, close to the front row. So I raise my hand, they hand me a mic, and the first thing he says to me is, your daughter is with me and she wants to connect to you, but she's telling me that she's taking me to a place that she believes you will not want to go. What does that mean, right? So I'm kind of like, okay. And he goes, so with permission, she wants to go to her stone. Okay, little sidebar now. Her stone meant her grave. And of course, it sounds realistic, right? It's not a place I wanted to go, but for other reasons, okay? So here's the side story. My ex-husband and I dealt with my daughter's passing just differently. 75% of marriages fail actually after a loss of a child because people grieve differently. We were no different, okay? So we had already divorced, but we were just obviously going to deal with it differently. He dealt with things you could touch, and I dealt with things like this, right? Going to healing centers. So in this particular experience, he was responsible for putting up her grave, her stone, and he did a great job. Let's just say the stone was a little grander than I thought. So let me just show you what the stone looks like so you can follow the story. Here you go. Family plot, I was a little concerned about the size. I also just didn't think that maybe Isla wanted it that big. Okay, so there was some, let's just say some angst. Okay, so back to John Howland. I'm there, and of course Isla wants to take me to the stone. So to the stone we go. I'm going to go wherever my daughter wanted to go. So I go, yes. So he describes the stone in the detail of what you just saw. He described the 8x10 picture. He tells me it's not a stone. It looks more like a monument. He describes the notes on the stone, which tells him there's a song. And he goes, and I'm also seeing Love Daddy, which did I tell you? At the bottom of the stone, Love Daddy. Okay. So he goes, she wants you to know that she understands that you and her daddy were not together. And she wants you to know that she loves the stone. And why that's important is she wants you to know that she sees that this brings you so much pain and she wants you to let it go. Love her enough to let that go today so that you will be okay. Now I'm telling you, there literally is no gift that my daughter could have given me in that moment than that gift right there. And that was what she had to tell me, and that was the message that she wanted to bring through. It was truly just to release, but more importantly, to let me know that she was still very much with me and very much aware of my process, right? And for you, if you're going through something, they're aware. I just need you to know that. So that event, when that happened, I remember driving back home and just being so clear and so determined that I knew I had that gift, and I literally knew that I was going to get home and I was going to put myself out there like this, but many other ways, teaching and assisting and helping and coaching, no matter what it is, to help people understand that they just want us to be happy. And that has been my life's work. So thank you for watching and being part of it and being part of my community on my YouTube channel, sharing this, okay? But that doesn't stop there. Do you have a story that you could share? Have you had an experience like mine where, you know, it has made you a believer? And if you're on the fence, have I just changed it a little bit for you? That's what I'd like to talk about today. So leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. I hope it brought a little light to your day, and if you're grieving, reach out to me. I'm sure I can assist you. Have a great day. Namaste. I remember a woman coming to me years ago, and I really was struggling with a good start point to start talking to her about her grief. So I asked her straight up, do you mind if I ask you what you believe? After a long pause, she looked back at me and she, with tears in her eyes, she said, I can honestly tell you, I have no idea what I believe. And I remember smiling, looking back at her and saying my truth, which it was, she was about to find out. There's so much that loss can teach us, and it truly can be so much easier when you believe. Love and light. Namaste. Jeannie.